YouTube, what is up? I got you another RTA to look at here. And it's the Kaees Tony B stacked RTA. So, yeah, when I ordered this, I had kind of low expectations of it, and I'll tell you why. I've never been a fan of deck style RTAs. I don't like my leads not having their designated port, if that makes sense. I don't want my leads sharing a deck. However, I've been pleasantly surprised with this RTA. It's worked out well. So, yeah, get into it here. Collaboration between Kaees and Tony B, of course. And as always, Tony B always seems to have a good feel for what a good device consists of. He has a good feel of what people want in their devices. And this one's not a lot different. It's pretty cool. So, authenticity, vaping keys for you. Pretty simple box. Talking about what's inside, you got your 810 acrylic drip tip, bottom airflow system, dual coils, metal sheet, and spring holding on system. Holding on system. I'm sure that is the best official term they could come up with. So yeah, it has a holding on system. So I kind of get it, which is weird. But anyway, I digress. Optional 3 mil or 5 mil glass tube. It is 24 millimeters in diameter, 46 millimeters in height. High quality design with 304 stainless steel. More environment friendly. Really? Boy, Kaees is kind of hippie, aren't they? Anyway, kit comes with one stacked RTA, one spare glass tube, two Clapton coils, which were okay, two 810 drip tips, one 510 drip tip adapter, one screwdriver, one user manual, and one spare parts bag. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. Alright, there's your RTA. You got your spare glass. Just a regular black 810 drip tip. Nothing to write home about. Underneath, you got your Kaees giveaway card. So yeah, inside underneath, of course, you have your screwdriver. Looks like a fused Clapton, two fused Claptons, extra spring, which could get important on here. Just food for thought, and your screwdriver. So enough of that. Here is the Kaees RTA. Up top, you have this, I don't know, I guess we'll call it clear crystal type 810 drip tip. It does have knurling on the side of it. However, it's not very noticeable. I don't notice it at all, actually, when I'm vaping on it. But you can kind of see where it has that knurling there, which is cool. Held in by a white O-ring inside there. To fill, this top simply just screws off. You have your two huge kidney holes that work with just about anything you could want to work with. It has dual airflow. What you do on one side does on the other. And let's screw this off. And it does stop. So very stiff. It's comfortable. It's a good amount. So inside you kind of have your concave chimney type, as we see with a lot of RTAs. What's unique about this one though is this little system here. Kind of a cool little deal. Took me a minute to figure it out because basically I'm an idiot. So just so you know, this is like a acrylic separator. So it's very hard to ground your coil out with this RTA. Not that a lot of RTAs are hard, but it's especially hard with this one because it has this acrylic separator. And even if I tested it, even if your coil is up against it, it will work. So it's kind of cool. But ultimately what you're going to do is unscrew this. And you can see how your leads, you have your one leads will trap up top and your other leads will trap on the bottom on top of this little flat deck piece. So kind of a neat deal. Plenty of airflow. Huge wicking holes, which I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, a very unique system. And like I said, when I saw it, I didn't think I would like it simply because if you're in dual coil setup, you're having to share a lead here. which I seriously doubt. There's no way you could do a single coil setup with this. So if you single coil guys, this is not the RTA for you. So without further ado, let's throw a build in here and we'll come up, vape on it, and talk about it. So, okay. Apparently, I had a battery issue, so whatever. We're back here. The only thing you miss is me sliding these in. So yeah, ultimately all you do is put one low, one high, one low, one high. I mean, it's simple build on really. The only problem is if you get your coils too big, you're going to have issues. Also, another food for thought is the coil master screwdrivers are pretty small for these big old flatheads. So you may want to use a bigger screwdriver or the one they supply with you. So all I'm going to do is make sure I tighten these down. Okay. So I got my screws tight. Now all I have to do, it looks like we're coming to a 0.17, which is right where I want it to be. So I got my screws tight. And that looks pretty good. Normally what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put them right against the deck and I'll stick my rod in there and pull it out. Stick my rod in there. I'll stick my rod in there and I'll pull those coils out a little bit. But those are pretty good. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with them. So, but normally I'll build right up against this deck. And by the time I screw it down, I'll just give these a little tug. So there's just like maybe a millimeter space. I don't want it riding right on that deal. I want these coils to have some space and be centered over these airflow holes. So you got some big old airflow holes, you need to use them. So now all I'm going to do is get these glowing out evenly. And we'll be ready to wick this bad boy and vape on it. Oh man, that looks pretty good. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. All right. Let's cut us a little cotton. Cutting cotton. Like, you know, it's amateur week on YouTube. You think I would already have all this cut and ready to go for you. But you know what? You're getting it raw and live. Thread that through a little bit. Oh, looking good. Thread this side through a little bit. Looking good. Still at a 0.18, so we're golden. Now, on this cotton, guys, these have some big wick ports. And your juice doesn't have to travel a long way to get to the coil here. It's not like a dead rabbit or something that you know you need to leave it a little thin and all that. So all I do, guys, it's one of the easiest wicks. Make sure you fill those wick ports pretty good so you get no leaking. Guys, I'll damn near stuff these things and I'll never have any issue. It's really weird. I was just playing with it the other day. I was like, oh, I wonder. I've yet to have a dry hit from this thing. Now I have had it to where I didn't wick it enough, you know, just playing around with it, and it did get a little leaky. It wasn't terrible, but I kept getting a little spit up on the end there. So anyway, so you guys, it's pretty easy to wick. I mean, it's very, like you'll see. I mean, that's a good chunk of cotton in there. So. One beautiful thing about this RTA is you're not going to get many dry hits. And I think that's ultimately because, like I said, there's not a lot of space for that juice to travel up. So, and all I'm doing here is just stuffing this full of cotton. And then I'm going back in with my scissors there. Make sure I have a little space for the juice to breathe and come up. Make sure there's no cotton over my little airflow. And we are ready to juice this bad boy up. Kind of a unique RTA. You know, I like it. Like I said, I normally prefer something like, you know, Genesis style or something like that where you have its own ports. By the way, today we are using Dinner Lady Lemon Tart. Pretty popular e-juice out there. However, if you haven't tried it, best way I can compare it is a Girl Scout cookie, those lemon snaps or whatever they're calling them, Girl Scout cookies. And man, just like it. Tastes just like it. It's good stuff. So if you ever, especially if you're on the fruity flavors and stuff, it's a good little break, but you don't have to totally disengage from your fruit. Fruity bastards. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, well I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and slide our cap back on. Fill this juice up. You have these big old kidney holes to fill it up with. Droppers are kind of getting old to me. I don't know about you guys. It just takes forever. I mean, back in the day, if you had a dropper, that means you're premium. But now, I don't know, they're more annoying than anything. I think Gorilla bottles are the way to go. Would have been done with this video 5 minutes ago if it wasn't for that. Alright, put my cap on. Ah, where's my drip tip? Get your ass on there. Alright. Alright, guys. There's the Kaees RTA. We are ready to come up. Let's have vape on it. Talk about the pros and cons. Alright. That is the Kaees and Tony B stacked RTA. Kaees and Tony B collaborated with this one, and man, Tony B, he's knocking out the park lately. He's making some good stuff out there. He, like I said, he has a feel of what vapors need and what they're looking for and all that. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway, pros and cons. Talk about the cons, guys. These are kind of subjective cons. No real big cons with this one. It's a good RTA. Big coils. You're not going to get your huge coils in there. I had a couple 3mm dual fuse Claptons in there. And guys, that's about as big as it's going to go. I only got 5 wraps on those bad boys. And we're still coming out to about a 0.17 after it's all said and done. So yeah, your big coils just aren't going to fly in there. So if you're looking for your huge beefy coils, this probably isn't the RTA for you. Other con, guys, this isn't hard to build on, but it's harder, if that makes sense, than a lot of your RTAs out there. You don't have that Genesis style deck. You have that flat deck. You insert your coils. You got to make sure your leads aren't bumping the other coils. And you can ground out pretty easily with this one if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're not just, which ain't bad, you're just going to have to keep redoing it till you get it right. But for beginners, it might be an issue. So something to keep in mind if you're looking for something easy to build on. This probably isn't the one for you. Extra bubble glass. They gave us straight glass and a bubble glass that holds the extra fluid. I wish they had just given us 2 bubble glasses. I don't really know. I think people want that low profile now, or some do. That's why they keep doing that. But companies start giving us 2 bubble glasses. I mean, let's just make it is what it is. I don't know why you wouldn't want more liquid, but either way. Guys, all those are subjective. Overall, it's a damn good RTA. Airflow is amazing. Flavor is amazing. One of the easiest RTAs, if not the easiest RTA I ever had to wick. Guys, it is hard to get a dry hit out of this thing. As you saw, I shoved a lot of cotton in those holes. And you almost need to because your coils are so low to the deck. It's going to suck that juice up, especially if you're doing low ohms, your 0.1 ohms and all that. You're really going to want to shove a lot of cotton in there because that juice it's going to guzzle that juice up. So if not, you're going to be prone to leaking, which I did have a little bit of. The first time I wicked it, I definitely didn't put enough cotton in my holes. So guys, keeping that in mind, it's easy to wick. I mean, it's really hard to overwick this thing. Airflow and flavor, man. Airflow is so smooth on this thing. Flavor is, it's probably one of the best RTAs I've had on flavor. And like I said, I'm attributing that because that flat deck, we're right over the airflow holes, and there's just not a lot of travel time for that air. It's getting right there. I mean, you're hitting those coils dead on. So yeah, very good flavor. I love the fact we have multiple trip tips to choose from. Easy fill, big kidney ports, no problems there at all. Very unique coiling system. So yeah, very good RTA, guys. I highly recommend this one. If you're looking for a good RTA, especially the bottom airflow RTA with amazing flavor, you're going to be happy. I'm getting tons of vapor and tons of flavor off this bad boy. I think that's it. Good RTA. Get out there and get you a Kaees stacked RTA, collaborated by Tony B. And guys, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you really like this video, hit that subscribe button. And I don't know, leave me some comments, man. Let me know what your favorite RTA is, especially these later ones. I've kind of dabbled around the RTA game. I'm really an RDTA guy, but I like the good RTA too. So let me know what you guys are into right now. As always, thank you for watching. Please support your first responder and your veterans. And guys, have a great vape.